Outside of Elberton, Georgia, between Atlanta and Greenville, 7 miles north on Highway 77. Did you go by there and see those, Eric? Who was it? Mike went? No, Jeremy. I performed the wedding for Jeremy out here in the yard. He went by and saw him. I got a picture of Jeremy standing by the Georgia Guidestones. The Georgia Guidestones, here they are right here. There's Jeremy standing at the bottom. These are huge granite slabs set up. The reason they chose this place, the Cherokee Indians used to own this property. They called it, I forget the Cherokee name, but they called it the center of the universe. Now, probably everybody thinks where they live is the center of the universe, but the Cherokee Indians thought this was the center of the universe. And if you look at the top left-hand corner, it says this is set up by Arthur C. Christian, a pseudonym. Pseudo means false. Pseudonym is a false name. Some guy came to town with a pocket full of money, went to the granite quarry and said, I want these slabs cut, I want this written on here, and I want you to put it up over here, paid for the whole thing, and disappeared. He called himself Arthur C. Christian, and he admits it's a pseudonym. This is not my name. Lots of folks have researched this and come to the conclusion this was a Masonic lodge. The guys who were behind this were in the Masonic lodge. Now, certainly not all Masons are bad. We'll get into more on the Masons later. The average Mason doesn't have a clue what he's in. He thinks he's in a do-gooders club, and they do an awful lot of good. It's only those that get to the top finally figure out we're in a satanic organization. And it really is satanic, but they won't know that. And they purposely try to bring in Christians into their organization, pastors, just so they get a good image for the community. Because there's a secret club inside that secret club. And the average Mason doesn't know about this secret club on the inside. But anyway, I can't prove it's set up by the Masons. This is what the research has shown. They say the Masonic, some Masons sponsored to have this done. But on the Georgia Guidestones in 12 languages, it says, commandment number 1, maintain humanity under 500 million. That's a $500 million. Now wait a minute. There's already 6 billion on the planet. How are you going to maintain it under a $500 million? Well, it looks to me like somebody has to go, right? A whole bunch of somebodies have to go. If you want to see all 10 of the 10 commandments for the New Age, they're listed on radioliberty.com, is a great website, and also, I forgot the www, but cuttingedge.org is a good website that deals with this type of thing, of these guys who have plans for their new world order. In the center, there's a slot. I'll back it up here. You can see right above Jeremy's head, right beside Jeremy, there's a black line there. That's a slot cut in the granite. On June 21st, at summer solstice, when the sun's as high as it's going to get above the equator, it shines through that slot at high noon and focuses on a dot down on a piece of concrete or something. I don't know what's on the dot, but it's all this symbolism stuff, sort of like Stonehenge and the Great Pyramid and all this same kind of stuff. But there's the Georgia Guidestones. If you're ever driving through there, Eric, stop and see that. So get your picture next to it. We'll put you there. The population today, though, is about 6 billion. It's over 6 billion. And it indicates man has not been here for millions of years. So this is the first one of the evidences I use that the Earth is not billions of years old. The population simply doesn't support the idea. Keep in mind, the evolutionists must have billions of years, and it isn't available.